The WNBA is racist. They're playing aggressive defense on Cailtin Clark. The coach needs to be fired. The team is terrible. They suck. They're making her look bad. The WNBA is woke and it's nothing but liberals and this is all the liberals fought and blah blah blah. So in today's video I wanted to address a lot of those issues, a lot of those concerns. I'm actually a huge fan of Cailtin Clark. She's actually my favorite WNBA player and she's the reason why I started watching. But in today's video I wanted to provide an objective take on her. Who the hell am I know, but I'm actually someone that pays $35 a year actually, which is not bad for the WNBA package where you can watch on your phone. You can watch all the WNBA games just like that, right from your phone. So I go back and watch. Now I might not watch them live, but I do go back and watch them like on my phone. I like to see the full picture and the full game. So I want to give you a complete picture from my perspective of what's going on with the WNBA, what's going on with Cailtin Clark. Are they being racist? Blah blah blah. I wanted to get into the Chennedy Carter situation as well. So let's go ahead and get into that right. So when it comes to Cailtin Clark, like I said, love her, but every great player, there's a microscope on them. Like they don't get excuses, and that's one thing that separates me from the delusional Cailtin Clark fans. I'm a huge fan, like I said, I love her, but I don't believe in excuses. I don't believe that we should make excuses. Oh, the coach is terrible. She needs to be fired today. Well, that same coach won 13 games last season. They were 13-27. It doesn't even look like this team's going to make it to 13 games, like the way they're looking. So if Cailtin Clark's that girl with the same roster, you got to be better. Like I can't give you that excuse. Oh, but Alex, she's new. She needs time to mature. Well, Diana Taurasi already told you that, and you hated her for that. So I don't want to hear that. You told Diana Taurasi she's a hater, and that Cailtin Clark's going to be the GOAT. She's going to be great. Well, got to keep that same energy. I can't give you that excuse. She's got to deliver. They got to win more games. 2-8 is just not good enough. So I can't give you that excuse. I mean, LeBron never got that excuse. MJ never got that excuse. Kobe never got that excuse. Steph Curry, which I believe she's going to be as great as Steph Curry to the WNBA, but I can't give you that excuse. Like I don't believe in excuses. No. All right, so before I get into the Chennedy Carter situation, obviously, that hit was definitely uncalled for, but I wanted to get into why I think Cailtin Clark and why she's my favorite WNBA player, because she's fierce. She's a competitor. She's a baller. She belongs in this league because she's aggressive. She can hold her own. Now I know like she does kind of play it off like she's kind of like a victim kind of role where like she seems different. Like in the media, she plays into this persona. Like hey, well, we're just gonna try our best and go out there and try to win. And hope we get some buckets. No, that's not Cailtin Clark. Like she's aggressive. She's fierce, and that's what I love about her. So her jawing at Chennedy Carter, trust me, it was back and forth. There was an elbow in there. I'm not saying Chennedy Carter was right because she was definitely 100% wrong, and she deserves to be punished for it. But the reason why I don't think she deserved to be thrown out of the game, and she wasn't. She correctly got punished. Nothing else needs to be done. She doesn't need to be banished from the earth or accused of being a racist or anything like that. All this targeting stuff, like every rookie dealt with that. Like this is ridiculous. But the difference is Cailtin Clark kind of played into it a little bit. Like when you could see, like when she fell. Like I've watched this replay a million times. She was actually looking up at the ref before she even hit the ground. So it was like she kind of played into it. Like it was like one of those charge flops where like as a flop, like when someone runs into you, clearly you're gonna fall because that's what you're supposed to do as a professional. But clearly she wasn't hit with enough force to actually get knocked over. She fell over intentionally. I promise you. Like it was a situation where like she did not need to fall, but like she carefully fell, correctly and got the call. And that's what you're supposed to do. But that made the situation so much worse. Like as far as like now people think that Chennedy Carter is like the devil and all that stuff, and like just calm down, guys. Seriously, like this talks about racism. That's another thing I want to talk about. Racism. That's a whole other thing too. Like people are saying like oh, if they're all racist. Nope. 60% of the WNBA is black. So my math's not really that good. Like I don't know, but if 60% of the WNBA is black, that means that there's like 40% of the WNBA, like there's other types of women in the WNBA too. So why aren't people being racist to them? So this is clearly not racism. This is clear. So another thing about Chennedy Carter though is she had a history of the reason why she's in the Sparks uniform in this picture is because she's had issues before with other teammates. She's gotten into it with other teammates, not even competitors, much less a competitor, but people on her own team. So the reason I say that, not to make her look bad, but clearly she has an issue with, like, it's an attitude issue. It's not directed at, people always say, oh, it's a race thing, you're targeting Cailtin Clark. No, if you poke the wrong bear, she doesn't care who you are. She doesn't care if you're white, black. She's gonna poke you back. Like, she's gonna hit you back if she felt like she was wrong. So was she right to retaliate like that? No. Play tough defense, like just D her up, maybe get an aggressive foul or aggressive block or something like that. But that's not the way you knock someone out. I mean, that's not the way you retaliate. You just don't do that. So now, is there jealousy in the league? Yes, of course. There might be some. There is some jealousy out there. For sure. There is some resentment. But you got to stop attaching everything to race. Not everything's about race. Not everything's about the woke WNBA. They're haters. Like, come on, grow up. Like, and if that's your opinion, just don't watch. Honestly, like, the WNBA doesn't need you. It doesn't need people like that. So just don't watch. Like, if that's the idea that you have. But there is some hate. Don't get me wrong. There is some jealousy. But to think that the whole WNBA is out there, everyone's targeting, like, I understand that, and it makes sense. It kind of makes sense, like, if you look at what happened. But, like, trust me, like, I find it hard to believe that she's targeting. But to equate everything to race, like, that's ridiculous. And but there is a lot of jealousy going on and a lot of resentment. And to be fair, jealousy is not a bad thing necessarily. Like, sometimes jealousy is like a feeling that you get. It's about whether you act on it. Like, if jealousy gets to the point where, like, you're jealous and you're going to take your anger out on people, then that's a problem. But jealousy is kind of, there's people there's girls in the WNBA that have been playing for years and they never got the attention that Cailtin Clark has, and she hasn't even proven anything. So it's okay to be jealous. It's not a bad thing. People get jealous for a lot of different reasons. You've been at the company longer. They promote the younger guy who has the same qualifications. You're going to be, you know what I mean? You might feel something. You might feel some type of way, but it is what it is. It happens. Jealousy is natural. It happens. People are jealous of LeBron James. Why do you think other people try to mess with him and to try to get their name out there? Like that one guy that I don't even remember his name. The one guy that played for the Grizzlies. He was trying to, like, I can't even think of his name right now, but he's getting in LeBron's face. Like, there's jealousy. Like, but people don't talk about that. They only want to focus on the race thing. And Cailtin Clark's this innocent darling, and we want to protect her. And don't get me wrong, I do think she needs protection. She is a great. So she's kind of like a Tom Brady type of. Like, she's way more valuable to the WNBA than Tom Brady was. Like, if you look at the NFL has had great numbers since. The NFL is really not missing Tom Brady at all. If Cailtin Clark were to retire today, the WNBA is going to take a huge hit. Like they might lose 40% of their audience. But I will say this: you got people on the horizon. You got Juju coming up in 3 years or so because she's a freshman. You got Paige Buckner, which I really look forward to playing. Really look forward to seeing. You got Haley Van Leith. You got a lot of good players coming up. So the WNBA, Cailtin Clark made a name for the WNBA. She's the leader of this movement, but this movement will continue without her. Like, and I don't want it to sound like because she's obviously the most valuable thing to happen to this league. But if she were to retire today, it would be horrible for the WNBA. But the direction would continue to grow. They would continue to grow. You have, like, these future stars coming out. So. That's all I'm saying is, like, it's not the end of the world. Like, if you look at, like, the certain people, like it's not a Tiger situation. Like if Tiger were to, because Tiger's the only athlete that I can think of that was actually bigger than his sport. Like, even Michael Jordan wasn't as big as his sport. Michael Jordan could have retired. The NBA was just fine, but Tiger Woods is the only athlete that I can think of that was bigger than his sport. Like, people talked more about Tiger Woods than they did the rest of golf. And that's actually insane. So it's not quite the same situation here, but it's a similar situation. And all I'm saying, I said all that to say that Cailtin Clark deserves some respect.
So of course, like when you're a star athlete, like every star athlete's gonna have haters. I know people that now some have more than others, but like it just comes with the love. Like the more fans you have, which Cailtin Clark has a bunch. Like as you can see, like the WNBA is already like has 90%, like something crazy, like 90% of their attendance from last season, and they're just starting, like something like that. Like it's some ridiculous amount. That just shows you how many people love Cailtin Clark. So obviously, the more people that love someone, the more people there's going to be people that hate. Obviously, like look at LeBron James. LeBron James is a billionaire for a reason. A lot of people love him. He's been popular. But he's going to have his share of hate, and so that's just part of being. That's just part of being a big star. Like when you're a big star, you're going to have hate. So that's always going to be the case. I don't know if you remember this, but YouTube used to have likes and dislikes on their videos. Which videos got the most dislikes? It's always been the videos with the most likes. So it just comes with the territory. The more popular you are, the more you're going to have haters. People hate me for whatever reason. I don't even chalk it up to race. Like I just think, sometimes I do, but you know what I mean? Like some people just hate you for whatever reason. There's nothing you can do about it. And it's not always have to do with race. It doesn't always have to do with certain things. Like it's not always what you think. Just people are just gonna dislike you for whatever reason, and you can't lose sleep over that. So guys, can we please apologize to Diana Taurasi? Everyone said, she's a hater. This girl's a hater. What does she know? She's a hater. She's hating on Cailtin Clark. I did a video of this previously. I went back to her, her comments. I went over the full segment. Like I watched the full segment and reacted to that. And I found out that she wasn't even like it's the media doing this, because I found out that she wasn't even targeting Cailtin Clark. She was just saying she was answering a question about the whole WNBA rookie class as a whole. And then somehow someone made it about Cailtin Clark. So can we please apologize to Diana Taurasi? Like seriously, like. Either you could do one of two things. You could either apologize and admit you were wrong, that Cailtin Clark did need more time to develop, and just like the other rookies, like it takes a long time to, like these rookies deserve grace. You can admit that, or you can admit that Cailtin Clark's not it. There's only two ways you can go there. You can only go two ways. Admit that you're wrong, and Cailtin Clark needs more time, or if you're not going to admit you're wrong, then you have to admit that Cailtin Clark's just not it. And I 100% believe that Cailtin Clark's it. I believe she's the next big deal. She's the next Hall of Fame player. She's going to be a Hall of Famer 100%, as long as she continues to play. But seriously though, like gotta apologize to this woman. Like she took so much of a beating. People were saying, well, it's because she's Cailtin Clark is married to a guy, and there's this whole I'm not gonna get into that. Never mind, but. I've seen so many hateful comments, and Diana Taurasi, she deserves an apology. She was right 100%. She said, the rookie class needs time to develop. 18-year-olds, playing against 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds in college is completely different. And she's someone that would know something about it, trust me. Like she's like, what do I know? I'm a Hall of Famer. I've been in the league for 20 years in the WNBA. I've had experience. I came out of Connecticut and went straight into the into the WNBA after that, and it was an adjustment for her. So she's someone that lived it, But please, guys, let's apologize to her. She was right. She was 100% right. I knew it from the beginning, but other people called her a hater. So, all right, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed the take. It might be a little different than what some of you guys are used to or expecting. Everyone just showers her with praise and love, and she can't do anything wrong. It's all love and gravy, and I love Cailtin Clark, but I just don't make excuses for anybody. Like I don't believe in, I don't buy into the media thing, just 100%. Where everything, like they only show the missed shots. The made shots and stuff like that. Like I watch the full games. She's not playing that well this year, but I believe she deserves grace. I believe she deserves. I think she's going to be a special player in this league. And she's the reason why a lot of people like me are watching the WNBA. So I'd like to get your thoughts. If you watch because of her, do you think that she's, what do you think about Cailtin Clark? Like, obviously, like I kind of have an idea, but, do you disagree? If you have any comments, please direct it to that brick wall. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'd love to hear him. I'd love to hear. For me, I'm different. You know, I have differing opinions sometimes. I like to look at things a little differently. So, you know, if you guys have agree, disagree, you know, definitely let me know. I actually accept, you know, differing opinions. I love it. You know, of course, you know, assuming that they stay respectful. But anyway, catch you guys in the next video, and peace.